Jacob Rees-Mogg, that walking penny farthing, the wheel and pencil. Well, he was right, you know. Those fish are happy fish. They're happy because they're not getting caught anymore. Not by the Brixham fishermen, no. Yes, they've been whinging and whining because they feel they've been sold out by the Brexit. Well, that's what happens when you follow or get, well, drawn in hook, line and sinker by Nigel Fartage. Yes, you love to watch him with his flotilla going down the Thames, throwing boxes of fish back into the sea. Or was it the estuary? Anyway, before I get into it, we must kind of boot the old like button because it helps the channel, you know. Well, if you want to support the channel, you can also do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the link's down below. There's also memberships as well. Oh, blimey. Oh, it's all exciting. Oh, yes. The Brixham fishermen are whinging and they're whining. And yes, I found this article here, and it's in other places as well. But it doesn't flip a format at all. Yeah, look at the other edge. That's no blooming good. So what I've done is I stuck it into a document. Yes. It's claimed that the fishermen in South Devon have been left feeling betrayed by a Brexit that they thought was going to help them. Bloody fools. It's another case of the fishermen not understanding their own business. Just like the farmers not understanding their business model either. They don't know where their food goes. No. Like some imaginary bloke in a little van. Yeah, they've probably never seen his face. Oh, they come and pick the food up, or a lorry, or whatever it might be. Or you dump it down the old grain mill, I don't know, to go on the old world markets. Or into the Brixham fisheries. But I ain't going to help you either, no. Since he's flipping well struggling now as well in Brixham, well, that's Ian Perks. Now he has, well, been honest since the Brexit. He voted for Brexit, that he did, yeah, Ian Perks. But you see, you know what some people are like? They don't want to admit that they made a mistake. Yes, it makes me look stupid. Well, quite frankly, he looks stupid already, so what difference does it make? Stupid is as stupid does. Not understanding where your food goes, who you're selling it to, and the European Union. You've only got to look at all the other countries, you know, third countries, what they have to do. So into the European Union, well, they have phytosanitary, don't they? Live bivalve mollusks have to be depurated, that they do, before they enter the EU. Oh, you lot, in Brixham, if you were fishing for live bivalve mollusks, well, you could take it over there and they'd do it in the EU, but you can't do that anymore. No. And there's no good doing it in the UK. By the time they get flipping over to the other side of the flipping channel, they'll end up all dead. Already started dying, you see. Because they've got nothing in their bellies. That's what depurating is. It's like the pressure washer up the older chocolate starfish it is. Actually, they digest it, they're flushing through. But anyway. You know me. Well, you see, it kind of makes me laugh, but also makes me sad at the same time that people are willing to sacrifice themselves like that. They're willing to allow themselves to be taken in hook, line and sinker, including Ian Perks, like I say, but at least he did actually say, I made a mistake. And if, you know, we had another referendum, I would vote to, you know, be in the European Union. Like a normal person with a brain. But no. I remember him when he was being interviewed and what have you. He was mocking. He was mocking the reporter for questioning his decision. The arrogance of these people who thought they were going to be better off. They thought they were going to win. They got the power. Stuff the EU and all that. Stuff all the other member states. That's what the European Union is. It's just a group of countries just working together. It's a union of countries. And we were in that union with a seat at the big round table. Not your square one, Regan. Sorry, it's a private joke. Anyway. It does frustrate the hell out of me. It really does. I don't know what happened there, but there you go. No. He says, I wish I voted to stay in. That's what he said. It's costing him an absolute fortune now. And it's basically a lot of the actual fishermen now bypassing them. Some fishermen have got the right to drop their fish off directly in the EU. They're bypassing him. So that's what happened, you see, when you vote against your own best interests. But that wasn't just him, was it? No. Another geezer in Brixham, it was a Gloucestershire. So anyway, I think it was this geezer. Oh, glass eels. I think it was Peter Wood, I think it was. Yeah. But you see, the EU has banned sales of eels anyway with any country outside of the Union. So he scuppered himself there, didn't he? And also, the United Kingdom also banned exporting of endangered glass eels and what have you. Exports of millions of endangered eels to Russia attacked as bonkers, you see. Because it's an industry that's been had for centuries. It is. Well, actually, these aren't glass eels, these river eels. That's what they look like. Are they glass eels? Well, they are glass eels, aren't they? They start off as glass eels. These little transparent things. Not that one. Who's that? Oh, like that. Well, little tiny things. Anyway, this geezer Peter Woods, what he was doing, he was harvesting these things in these big cages and stuff, and selling them. And he started selling them into Asia, which is you can't do that either. You can't sell. The export of eels into Asia is banned from the UK, so he can't sell them. I shouldn't laugh, but it serves him right. It really does. Who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this geezer here. This is Peter Wood on the right here. This is UKIP on the left. And some numpty in the middle there. And that's Peter Wood on the right here. And he was also another poster child for Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson. The same with Peter Wood, actually. Same with Ian Perks as well. You see, these people, they got suckered. I know my business, right? I was in the construction industry and building and woodwork. I've been in for donkey's years. I knew my business. I knew where my materials were coming from. I knew where they'd been imported from or imported to, exported even. It's God. It was obvious. You need to know this stuff. For instance, when there was a massive shortage of timber. I don't even remember, but there's a while back we couldn't even get fence panels or anything like that. You see, the materials that were being imported into the United Kingdom from the European Union, well, not from the European Union, but from across the channel, from EU on the continent, mainland. There was a massive shortage, and what happened is that they were then restricting the amount of exports of timber. Of course, a huge problem. And I used to use a company called Ellis Timber in Hevingham in Norfolk. I mean, you buy shitloads of fencing for Wilcon Homes and other construction firms, your house builders. We couldn't get it. They were always out of stock. It was sort of scavenged for it, basically. But you see, you have to understand what's happening in your market. Otherwise, you get caught short. And that's what this geezer's done. He's got caught short, he has. Oh, let's hear what they had to say. They're flipping idiots, these people are.
Is this something that the EU understand? I mean, do they actually understand the value of this resource, the conservation work that's being done, or is it just a political football, in your opinion?
Well, I don't believe they don't understand it. I think it is a political football. I think that's something I learned. I visited Iceland last year. Something I learned in the way the Icelandics run things is they have a partnership between the government, the fishermen, and the scientists. And I think the fishermen have got a huge voice in this. They should be saying, yes, we fish these waters regularly. We know that this, the glass eels are here, or the cod's here, the addicts here. and they should be using, that local knowledge a little bit more than what they do. The scientists come in, they say, well, that's it, we don't believe, our scientific tests have told us that there isn't the sustainable product here and you can't fish it. Well, I think you should be asking the fishermen a little bit more what they believe and what they're seeing and what they're catching. Because that's a true test, is what they are catching on a daily basis. If they're catching a good catch on a daily basis, then you know it's a healthy catch. If it's down...
Oh, they've just got a bigger net. All they're doing, those are beam trawling, destroying the seabed. What does this geezer know? He knows feck all. This is much use as a chocolate ashtray on a motorbike. It's even worse, you see. It's messy. The geezer on the right, that's Peter Woods.
Starting to peter off, well, then you've got to...
with great big nets, and then the way they're fished here, which is it's a second job for a lot of people. It's, if you like, the money that gives them a bit of bunts to spend locally. Is that right, Peter?
Yes, I mean the fishing in the UK here, this is the most environmentally sensitive method of fishing anywhere in Europe. I mean, people are using hand nets. I mean, if you go to France, I mean, they're using large trawlers, 12 metres long, and with huge...
Not with flipping the glass eels. That's rubbish. Eels generally have like when we used to fish for eels, what have you, in Norfolk, we'd use cages. These are more river eels, what have you, but they're obviously a lot larger. We use cages, put bait in and what have you, and they go get trapped. They can't find their way out again. And then but you go on these glass eels, what have you, they're tiny little things. These people are just... Well, they don't understand their own business, do they? Let's be honest. They really don't. It's just, they might know how to fish, but they don't know what to do with it afterwards. And they should do. And there's people like Ian Perks, for instance. Him. Alright? He is an exporter and importer of fish. He's a fish merchant, a large fish merchant, big old buildings and stuff. And he needs to go in there and do the old, bidding and what have you. A lot of money went through his business. A hell of a lot. It's a fraction of what it was. Should I feel sorry for these people? No, I don't. I'm past that now. I don't feel there's any going back. So, quite frankly, I don't think there's any reason that you bring these people on side anymore, apart from the fact there's a massive divide in the country. I don't warm to them. Same with the farmers. I don't warm to them. Not those who vote for Brexit. Anyone with a bit of common sense. And also, I don't warm to those who latch on to the likes of Nigel Farage and Jake Rees-Mogg parading around in their welly boots and what have you, pretending that they're farmers. Oh, and flipping Jeremy Clarkson, the fake farmer, with his Lamborghini tractor. These sort of idiots are flipping everywhere. That's why we're in such a mess. Celebrities should not do politics. They just shouldn't. Unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe. But anyway, they shouldn't. They just shouldn't. It's just, you need people who know what they're talking about. They know the business, and they're qualified for their job in government. Bit like Donald Trump's new government. Oh, crikey. Is that Heggeth? Pete Heggeth, isn't he? What's he? Well, he's in charge of like 1.6 trillion he is. Flippin' hell. If you're in the United States, you're buggered. You really are buggered. Oh, crikey. And so is the United Kingdom, to be fair. Done for. They ain't going to pull ourselves out of this. We're not going to pull ourselves out of it. Not anytime soon. I don't say all negative and what have you. We're not going to be rejoining the European Union. We're just drifting further and further away. This government and the previous government, all they've done is cause so much flipping long-term damage. It is going to take a very long time to actually turn things around so we could join the European Union. A long time. Plus, at the moment, there's no real sentiment for it in the EU. I know some people say there is, and what have you, and I'm sure Guy Verhofstadt would probably say that there is, but there isn't. You've only got to follow it now, and the sentiment is just that's done. It's done now, as far as they're concerned. In many cases, it's still unwinding and still stuff to be done. You know, things to come to fruition. But on the whole, it's done for. It sounds very depressing as far as I'm concerned, quite frankly. But the UK's gonna have to find another way to try and make it work. Well, I can't say it. There's no making Brexit work. It's just finding other opportunities. You stick yourself jump in the frying pan with Putin and Xi Jinping. What a fucking mess. Oh, God. What the hell are we going to do? Any ideas? Leave it in the comments down below, because I ain't got any. I really haven't. Believe you me, I've looked and I've looked and I've looked. And there's no way of building something without actually destroying something else. I know someone say you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs, but this is one flipping great egg. Oh, dear. Anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. But please beat the old like button and maybe subscribe to the channel. And oh yeah, don't forget the little bell icon. Yeah, then you'll get one place in your pocket every time I upload another video. Support the channel. Don't pay for the buy coffee and links down below. It's quite painful, isn't it, really, you know. But at least something positive. All right, I'm doing rewilding here in France. And before someone leaves a message in my in the comments, oh, you have done it, run off to France. You see, you deserted us. You tried. Because then I did that way before Brexit. 2009. I don't really think that's even an issue. But there you go. Say la vie. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we're planting thousands of trees on 2 hectares of land. We'll plant that. Go for the link down below. Follow the link down below, and you'll see up a little project. What have you? And if you want to make a contribution for a tree, no matter what it is, and we'll put a tree in the ground for you, or trees, or whatever. And I'll make a sign to go with the tree. Oh my God, you go to bed. 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it might be a good idea. Anyway, toodaloo. Oh, my eyes all bloodshot now. Have a lovely day. Why not spend the weekend fishing?